For many people who have had COVID-19, it may feel just like a common cold, but for those who have more severe cases, it can be a very challenging road to recovery. Now, one local resident is sharing his story about having to spend 6 weeks here at St. Luke's Magic Valley.
I'm one of those lucky few percenters that got it as bad as it did and didn't die.
35-year-old Jon Van Wagoner had been battling a consistent headache for some time. In August, he tested positive for COVID-19, and as his symptoms got worse, he decided to go to the hospital, where he would stay for nearly a month and a half.
Breathing was getting difficult. I just felt that something was really off at that point. And so kind of throughout that whole day, it's been a few days of being pretty miserable. And that day it just seemed to get worse and worse to where it's like, let's go get checked out.
His first couple of weeks, doctors ran a battery of tests, and as his oxygen levels declined, he was hooked up to a BiPAP machine. After no improvement, he was intubated and placed in the ICU.
Just not feeling good, not being able to breathe, being hooked up to machines is very, very foreign to me because I had been so active and really healthy.
Luckily for Jon, his wife Lindsay was allowed to be with him in the ICU.
The nurses and doctors, they are fantastic, but I think me being able to be in there and talking to him, even though I mean, he doesn't remember me talking to him for those 2 weeks he was intubated, but I really think that helped.
For the most part, Lindsay managed to stay calm and continued reassuring her kids it would be okay.
I just had this weird peace. Like I was, for those 6 weeks, except for there were a couple of days that were really bad, but I was just able to put on that face for the kids. And, they would ask me about Dad, and I'd be like, oh, he's really sick, but he's going to be okay, And they came and drew on his window in the ICU.
Jon was monitored by doctors for a few more weeks before being released.
I had quite a bit of anxiety just about the physical toll that I'd been through. I couldn't function. I lost so much muscle and so much coordination that just getting out of bed to use the restroom was overwhelming.
While it was great to be out of the hospital, Jon had lost an excessive amount of weight and muscle function. After months of physical therapy, pulmonary rehab, and carrying an oxygen tank around, Jon is recovering.
Yeah, we're going to have some battles through life, but we can improve and have an opportunity to live our lives still and to be involved in my children's lives.
While there is still damage to his lungs, both he and his wife greatly appreciate the doctor's efforts so that he could continue to live his life.
I mean, having him here is way better than the alternative. Like, we'll take the trials that we're going through, we'll take the scarred lungs and the small muscles. Like, those can be fixed.
In Twin Falls, I'm Alex Grant, Idaho News 6.